Hi, everyone. My name is Landry Kosmalski, and I'm the head men's basketball coach at Swarthmore. I'm talking today about positive psychology, and I think anyone that's watching this is probably interested in learning and finding ways to improve. And from my experience, there are two ways to achieve. There's the grind it out, work hard, uh, organized method with little room for flexibility. And I think that has worked for many of us, which is why it's hard to contemplate change. But I can tell you from my experience, from doing it the other way, and that's the incorporation of positive psychology, the benefits far outweigh the disadvantages. So 4 years ago, for a variety of reasons, I realized I needed to change how I coach. And I had used the grinded out mentality as a player and coach and had been successful, but I wanted to find the best way. And that led me to a TED Talk by a guy named Sean Aker, a Harvard professor. And that led me to reading his book called The Happiness Advantage. And just some quick highlights from that. I think the theme of that book can be summed up by a quote we use with our team by a guy named George Cummings Sr. And that quote is, "It's much easier in life to happily achieve than it is for you to achieve so you can be happy." So switching to that perspective, and we did that in some specific ways that I'll share with you now, it just changed the perspective and mentality and outlook of our team. So the way we incorporate it within our team, and I think how you can incorporate it if you're in business or even within your family or just in life in general, specific ways we used it. Something we do weekly, we call it G3. It's two goals and a gratitude. And the two goals, one is personal, one is basketball. But then the gratitude is just something to make sure we are not, have an entitlement. We don't have an entitled mentality, that we're thankful for the good things we have in our lives. And besides a few guys that use the gratitude to say that they're so thankful that the Boston area sports teams are successful or victorious, generally our gratitudes revolve around our relationships. So, for example, relationships within our team, guys will say, "I'm glad I get another week to play with my brothers." Or they'll say, "I'm glad I got a chance to see my family over Thanksgiving and Christmas," or "I'm grateful that we got to see the families after our game this past weekend." Those are the things that kind of highlight the importance of relationships and family in our life. I think it helps us keep a healthy perspective. Another example from the book, there was a story about a company. I don't remember which company it was, but they used something called the Order of the Elephant, and they handed out a stuffed elephant to people who did well. And we use a little Swedish friar stuffed doll named Alphonse, and we pass them around. And it just kind of gives the person with it, a chance that they've been positively reinforced and their teammates know it. Then also as a leader, I think you can use something which is seemingly silly, but you can use that to keep things light and also reinforce positive behaviors. So Alphonse has been really successful within our team. And then the next two things I'm going to share, we've learned by doing these two things that how you end is so important because it carries over the rest of the day or overnight into the next day. So one of the things we do at the end of every film session is we show positive clips. So our film session has a lot of constructive criticism. We're trying to get better. Some of them clips could be seen as negative, or my comments seen as too demanding. But at the end, we have something we call BTS, which stands for big time. For now, let's say stuff, big time stuff. So we'll show 5, 7 positive clips, and then we go out and practice. So that gives us a good vibe going out on the practice court. And then the last piece is something we do at the end of every practice. And when other coaches or other fans ask us about our culture, it's the first thing that I say, because we think the value of what we call put-ups at the end of practice are very important. We come into a circle. I or the rest of our coaching staff will give an assessment of how we thought practice went. That's generally positive assessment, but it can also be very honest and realistic, and could be negative in terms of our leadership or our effort. But whatever that message is, at the end, we give everyone a chance to offer put-ups. And that's player-led, and they will give each other put-ups, something positive they notice a teammate doing during the day. coaches can chime in. But we do 3, 4 to 6 or 7 each day, and now we leave on a positive note. I think that carries over into the rest of the day and then into the next day. So what we've seen from implementing positive psychology is we've seen, I think it's just been more fun. We've seen less injuries, and it changes how you talk and think. And the easiest example I can give of that is our team just really sees adversity and struggle as a positive, something that's making us better and stronger and tighter, bringing us together. And we've really needed that as we've gotten some more challenging performances from opponents over the last few years. So in conclusion, I would just offer that if you try positive psychology, you will see that it can reframe your mentality and language, and you will not just enjoy more success and happiness, but the success and happiness will happen naturally and with less friction than the grinded out mentality that many of us use. So if you have any questions about anything I said today, please feel free to email me, Landry@swarthmore.edu. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you. Bye.